Hello there, good to be with you, and a very warm welcome to another edition of the Holiday and Cruise Clinic. Now, we are the only programme on TV that's purely dedicated to answering your holiday, cruise and travel related questions. So if you've got a question, if you've got a query, bit of a dilemma, do I take the mother-in-law, whatever it may be, here is how to get in touch with us. Okay, you can go online with www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk. You can email us clinic@holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk, or you can use the good old post. It still works on time in this neck of the woods. The Holiday and Cruise Channel, Cavendish House, Brighton Road, Liverpool, L22 5NG. Hey, I tell you what, send us a postcard from your holiday. We'd like to see that. We might even show it as well. Now, every single year, a record number of us Brits are choosing a cruise holiday over our traditional break on the beach or maybe a caravan in the valleys. Well, last year, 1.6 million of us jumped on board a cruise ship to get away, with 1 in 3 passengers being brand new to cruising, which is an amazing statistic, really. Popularity really is growing, as is choice and affordability. And if you're looking for a true British cruising experience, well, one cruise line to really consider is Fred Olsen Cruise Lines. They sail from 9 ports in the UK and they offer a real home-from-home atmosphere. And here to tell us more is Sales Director of Fred Olsen Cruise Lines, Nathan Philpott. Great to have you with us today.
Lovely to be here.
Really
Thank
good
you.
to have you. Now, Fred Olsen are well known for operating smaller cruise ships.
Yeah.
What's the benefit of a small cruise ship over a great big thing?
Oh, yeah. 3 parts, really, from where we depart, from what's on board and where we go. So you mentioned about cruising from the UK. I think it's only small ships that can really depart from local ports around the UK.
Right.
So all the big mega ships with 1,000 people all tend to go from Southampton. They can't tend to go from a lot of the local ports, which is what we
great.
try
So
to
you
do.
can pick up locally, which saves on driving for a lot of people.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Super.
We'd like to be, say the local global cruise line, be regional, and so we've got 9 ports that we're sailing from. There's the experience on board as a smaller ship. So we're more of a community, more of a village kind of atmosphere that you get on board. The staff will all get to know you, but we're not that small that you can't escape from other people either.
Right.
I think that's quite important. You mentioned about mother-in-laws. I went on a cruise at Christmas with my mother-in-law and father-in-law, and I thought that might have been unwise kind of choice. But whilst we have dinner with them every evening.
I hope they're not watching.
They probably are. I'm sure she will be. But you can escape. The ship's kind of big enough you can escape, but you can also kind of spend time with people. And I think probably the big advantage, I think, for the smaller ships is where we can get to.
Right.
So our smaller ships can sail down the River Seine to Rouen, which is the
lovely.
nearest port to Paris. So it's a shorter kind of transfer to Paris. Go up the Amazon to Manaus, which ships longer than 245 metres can't do that, so the small ships again. And
I've heard people rave about that.
Yeah.
Saying how amazing it is.
Absolutely.
Oh, lovely.
The Caribbean, Amazon, fabulous. And other places, the Kiel Canal, where if your ship's too tall, you can't transit the Kiel Canal. You miss out on things like that. And Ho Chi Minh City, you can't get into if you're too tall. So smaller ships can actually kind of, if you like, bring the world closer to you. You're getting nearer to destinations.
How absolutely lovely. I didn't realise that you had all those ports. That's fantastic. Now, there are 4 ships. Fred Olsen have 4 ships. Are they all the same, or is there a big difference between them?
I think the atmosphere on board is the same, but we've got the sister ships, Black Watch and Boudica, that both have about 800 passengers on board. And then we have the Braemar, which is about 900 passengers, and the Balmoral, which is 1,300. So I think the Black Watch and Boudica were made for long distance kind of cruising. So when you're going for maybe a 28-night cruise to the Black Sea or the Red Sea, then you've got plenty of cabin space and kind of cupboard space. And then Braemar, which is made for kind of being in the sun, and you've got lots of open decks on board, and you're never going to have a problem kind of finding, you know, a sun lounger and that's on board.
So it's really been well thought out. The ships are designed for their main destinations.
Yeah, we'll always try and, you know, obviously match the right ship to the right kind of itinerary that's there. Yeah,
I know that we filmed on one of them for a couple of days. It was at Balmoral, and it was super, really lovely stuff as well. Unfortunately, the food was too nice, and I put on £4 in 3 days.
Yes, I've been working there for too long, and that's easily done. But there are healthy options as well. There are healthy options, but the food, I have to say, of course I'd say this, you know. As much as Fred, I'm going to say the food's fantastic, but it really is the evening when the 5-course a la carte kind of dinner, you know, the service, the food quality is just outstanding. People talk about the different soups that we do, that people want, you know, us to come up with some recipe book for these soups because everyone just like loves them. But the food is very good. You don't have to do the you know, kind of 5-course a la carte thing. You can go to one of the specialist dining areas, have a, you know, an Indian with some spicy kind of rich food that's going on there, so something a little bit different and a bit less formal, if you like. But even from breakfast and lunch, which normally kind of buffet kind of style, although, you know, breakfast as well, you can order, you know, if you want a kadjuri or you want to have some poached eggs, you can order that rather than go up to the buffet. And then we have this afternoon tea as well, which you know, you can have a true kind of, you know, top London hotel experience with the white gloves and, you know, serve you with your, you know, your sandwiches.
How lovely! How long has that been happening for?
The last couple of years we've been doing that.
How lovely!
Piano in the background. Some people even, you know, order a bottle of champagne.
I think that sounds wonderful.
Well, that's another thing as well. You know, the prices of some of the drinks as well, the champagne and you know, Bollinger, very reasonable. Yeah, it's something. I know a lot of people get a bit worried about bar prices and different things. Well, you don't have to worry about that with Fred Olsen. It's probably cheaper than your local.
That's absolutely wonderful. Now, so what is included in the price of a Fred Olsen package? Well, what you've just mentioned drinks, which of course our viewers know I'd never indulge.
Well, people should ask because at certain times we are doing an all-inclusive package.
Oh right, so
where you can actually get your drinks, including the price.
Okay.
So if any of you want to, you know, call up and ask about that, then you know, we're often running promotions there on certain cruises that we're doing where we have all-inclusive, which is, you know, great value. You've got your beers, your wines, your you know, selected spirits and things, all included. So you've got nothing to worry about in terms of your budget or anything there, or any scary bills coming through. It's all kind of cool.
That's wonderful. So you know at the very beginning that really, I mean, this sounds a daft word to use, but you just need a bit of pocket money, a bit of spending money for in the ports. So you can actually get to the point where everything on board is included.
Your drinks, all as we talked about food earlier, all those meals are obviously they're all included in the price there. You've got, you know, all your drinks there. You've got the entertainment is obviously all included.
So is there anything particularly that the guests do have to pay for on board? Yeah,
there'll be knickknacks and things you want to buy from the shop. Obviously, you'll pay for spa treatments. So if you want a nice relaxing spa or a haircut, a manicure, pedicure, whatever, you'll have to pay for that. That'll be added to your cabin account. And then obviously, you know, excursions. And I think, you know, for us at Fred Olsen, we're all about the destination. We want people to discover the joys of exploration and, you know, get out there and find, you know, immerse yourself in a destination really. So, you know, excursions will be charged. But, you know, it's optional, obviously. Everything.
And people don't realise that they don't always have to get off at the port of call. There are a lot of people that love the relative peace and quiet on a ship.
Stay on board,
having it to themselves. I'm still thinking about the afternoon tea, Nathan, because I know that some of the top London hotels, they charge something like £130 for afternoon tea for two with one glass of champagne. And when you think you can get this quite a number of days, it's available, isn't it?
Absolutely, and it's under a tenner, so you know.
Oh gosh!
You know, you're right. You know, £30 and £60, God knows what at some of these hotels. But and it's a fantastic kind of experience.
Well, it sounds wonderful. Now, a lot of people, myself included, I mean, I have to do it with my job, but they like to avoid airports. Airports are, you know, spawn of Satan sometimes. You get delayed in one thing and another. Now, as an ex-UK cruise line, what are the benefits of cruising from a UK port as opposed to doing the whole airport thing?
Yeah. Again, I said earlier, first off, you probably 90% of the UK are going to be within 90 minutes of one of our cruise ships.
Really?
So
that's
you know, it's going to be really easy to just get to one of these cruise ships, whether you want to drive there and just park up, or taxi, or we've obviously got services that will take you to the cruise ship. So getting there is really, really easy. Checking in is very straightforward, and your holiday is starting as soon as you get on board that ship. You haven't got this horrible cramped flying experience that, you know, and then you've got to get to a destination, and then, you know, you've got to get in that coach and it's hot, and you've got to get off to the hotel and eventually wait there and you check in, eventually get to the hotel, and it's taken so long before you can actually then relax.
Yeah.
Literally, you're at the port, you're there, you'll check in, you know, invariably, you know, very quickly you'll go to your cabin, there is your luggage.
Yes, it's all taken there for you, isn't it?
You're done. You're away. You've just got to get it out of the car, and it's done. And no luggage restrictions as well.
That's the thing. You can take what you want.
So many people get restricted with, you know, you're trying to pack. You think, you know, what should I put in? What I should, especially the ladies, if I can say that.
No, you're
shoes.
right. You're right.
You can take.
Shoes.
My wife is the same.
You're married to a shoeaholic, like me.
Shoes everywhere, you know, and you know, I'm thinking, we go away for 5 days. Why do you need 12 pairs of shoes?
We do, just don't ask.
I know.
We need them.
Well, you can do it on a cruise. You can take them all, get them there. So that's again a great kind of advantage.
And I found it wonderful as well, because when we did a bit of filming with you, we drove to the port, and then we just drove to this. I mean, it was so well organised, rows and rows of men. And we just drove up, they took the luggage, and then we drove to another section about 500 yards away. Someone took the keys and said, your car will be over there when you come back, and you just get on board. It was so easy. Wonderful. Well, listen, we're going to be back with you in just a minute, but I just want to remind our viewers of our really handy cruise guides. I'll show you one here. Maybe listening to Nathan chatting about this, he's whetted your appetite to get away, and you're thinking about taking to the seas. Well, we've got this. This is a super guide. It's the first time guide to cruise holidays, and it's absolutely free of charge. All you have to do to get a copy, give us a call on 0871 423 4444. If you do it that way, the calls will cost you 10p a minute from a BT landline, and obviously calls from other networks and mobiles, they possibly vary. It still won't cost you much. But you can also request a copy through our website at www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk. And while you're doing that, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with you here in just a couple of minutes. Hello there, good to be with you, and a warm welcome back to the Holiday and Cruise Clinic. Now today we're talking cruising with what is known as the friendliest fleet afloat. But remember, if you have a question on cruising or anything else holiday related, please do get in touch, because we love to hear from you. We like to get you postcards. You can get in touch with us at www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk, email clinic@holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk, or the good old post, the Holiday and Cruise Channel, Cavendish House, Brighton Road, Liverpool, L22 5NG. Now I've got Nathan Philpott, Sales Director of Fred Olsen Cruise. He's still with me. And Nathan, you've told us earlier on where you cruise from. So for any of our viewers who've only just tuned in, where exactly do you cruise from? Which ports do you go from? And more importantly, where do you go to?
Okay, so for 2013 departures, we will go from the home of cruising, Southampton, which is where, you know, most people go to, but we wanted to kind of bring the cruises to the people, rather people always having to go to the cruises. So we can go from Southampton, from Portsmouth, from Dover, we'll go from Harwich, from Newcastle.
5.
And then we go up to Scotland, and we can go to Rosyth for Edinburgh, Greenock for Glasgow, and then across to Belfast in Northern Ireland as well.
So it's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, so I mean, new in 2013 are Belfast, Liverpool and Harwich. So
Oh,
they're the
great!
kind of exciting
So you're going
ones.
to come to Liverpool?
We are coming to Liverpool, back into Liverpool.
Lovely.
Very, very excited about coming back to Liverpool.
Well, it's like a ticker tape parade. Every time one of the cruise lines comes in, it's wonderful. We've got this wonderful terminal, and it's in sight of the liver buildings, and it really is. We've got a beautiful skyline with the Graces. Well, there's 4 of them now, so that I'll be there.
Oh, I'm going to come up to Liverpool.
Oh, you'll have to.
Just,
Oh, it's fantastic.
Look wonderful.
Yeah, it really is lovely. Now, if people don't want to join one of your cruises in a port, do you offer a cruise fly or fly cruise facility?
Yeah, we do, actually.
Yeah.
Over the winter, we've got a fly cruise down to the Canary Islands.
Oh, right.
But not just the Canary Islands. Some people will just want to maybe get some summer sun and maybe a 7-night fly cruise, and they can do that.
Yeah.
But we've got a mixture of cruises which you can bolt on if you want different things. So if you want the Canary Islands, but we also do Cape Verde Islands and West Africa as well. And they've been really, really popular. I'm surprised how many people, Senegal and Banjul and the Gambia, people just, Dakar, these evocative kind of names that people just want to go and discover kind of, and it is this. I think customers are kind of changing a little bit. I mean, it's not just about a suntan anymore. It's like going back with a story. And
it's an experience.
Yeah.
And also, you can get off the internet this one, I don't even know what it's called, your photographs, you send them to them and they make a proper book of your experience. And a friend of mine has just come home from a cruise, from a Fred Olsen cruise, and she has got this book of all these wonderful, wonderful photographs. So it's a fabulous memory for life.
Absolutely. You have people around for dinner, you kind of talk about all these things and show them, we went here, we went here, all this experience, and it's absolutely fabulous. And
how lovely.
And we do so many now. It isn't just the fly cruising and Canary, West Africa. There's so many destinations that we offer where you can just, get great experience.
It's a life enrichment thing, really, isn't it?
The Northern Lights, how popular that has been. People wanting to go to the Northern Lights. It's, and going to the Arctic and Spitsbergen and, sleighs and kind of skidoos and, all these kind of amazing...
You're getting me excited.
So it's not just summer cruises, winter cruising. And,
how lovely.
And, St. Petersburg and the Baltic, which again is very, very popular for people going up to all those Scandinavian capitals. You can kind of just...
Because that's, now that people are no longer just hunting the sun, even though the weather there can be glorious, they are really gaining in popularity, all those sort of, the cooler countries. Yes, it's wonderful.
And the great thing about cruising as well, when you talk about Scandinavia, because the prices can be, quite high up there. I mean, people worry about the price of the beer test or
£10
pints of
for
beer.
half a kipper, I know.
But, for cruising, you go to the heart of the city, whether you're in Copenhagen or Stockholm, you're just getting off the ship. You can explore, come back, you can have your lunch on the ship, go out again, come back for dinner. So you're not actually having, some really expensive prices in these Scandinavian capitals, but you're getting all the experiences. So
and there's also I always think as well, Nathan, there's the security. When you're talking about going to places like Senegal and Dakar, and there are places that you might feel, I mean, they're not dangerous, but they're a bit daunting on your own, especially if you're getting on a little bit. You've got the safety and the security of the ship. You can actually go out and go to somewhere that you might think, this is very foreign, and then you know that there's someone there watching out for you.
And some people might want to be independently minded and get off the ship and go and do it themselves. Other people may want to be in a group environment where they feel a little bit more comfortable, just exploring with a few other kind of people.
I think it's absolutely terrific. Got to ask you this, is there a real Fred Olsen?
There's not just one, there's 2 Fred Olsens.
Father and son?
Yeah. It's been a family business for over 150 years.
Wow.
I think our current chairman, Fred Olsen Jr., is 5th generation. So father to son, father to son, father to son.
How lovely.
And that makes it, makes it a wonderful place for me to work, because it's but also I think it makes a big difference to the guest experience on board.
Yes.
Because it is family run.
Yeah.
You know, that is his name down the side of the ship, and he wants it to be right. And so he will get on board the ship, and there's quite a bit of excitement when they know Fred Olsen is actually on the Fred Olsen Cruise.
Wow, that would be good.
And wants to make sure that, you know, everything is right. And yeah, that family atmosphere you have on board, I think, is born of the fact that we're a family-run business. It's not a load of suits and corporate kind of people. We're just, you know,
well, I must admit
business.
that is sort of almost embedded in the fabric of the ship. You feel very comfortable and at home from the minute you walk on. It's absolutely super. When is the best time to book a cruise, and you know, why would it be a best time?
I would say right now, actually, if you want to book 2013, we have something called a price pledge in place.
Yes.
So I know a lot of people think, oh, you know, what if I buy this? What if the price was to go down?
Yeah.
So we want people to feel comfortable booking now, where you can book early, you can have your choice of cabin, the cruise hasn't sold out, you've got the best choice of itineraries.
Yes.
So all of the benefits of booking early, but also backed up by a price pledge. So should the price go down, then we can either upgrade your cabin, give you onboard spend, or cash to kind of, you know, to compensate you for the difference.
So basically, you know, you can't lose. It's a win-win situation.
Absolutely.
So there's a real security there. So you can book right now, you can get off and think, I'm going on that, and you know that you won't be diddled.
Yeah, and if people want to look at the details on the website and see what's all, you know, any, you know, conditions are going to go with that, but there's not really. It's all pretty straightforward, so they can get on and do that. So, yeah, I think that's a great time to book.
Now, what sort of activities are available on board?
Oh, where do you start, really? Again, you've got the excursions and all the experiences, and we've talked about that. But if you, throughout the whole cruise, there is always something going on. Whether you know, the card room and bridge and those kind of traditional things. Whether you want to get into a golf net on some of the ships, through to, you know, a lot of people, popular things like bingo and things like that go on during the day that people want to do.
There's all sorts you can do. And also I've heard about, you're planning a couple of new initiatives, so you know. Yeah,
there's a few things that on board that we've done in terms of, we're very focused on health and well-being, and we've got a new gym on the Braemar, which kind of
lovely.
Overlooks the sea, which is fantastic.
Says I.
We all pack the trainers and the kit and stuff. It tends to stay packed, doesn't it? It kind of goes back again.
I don't just pack them. I bought them 6 months ago. I've got to put them on yet. Tell me as well, I've seen something in your brochure, Sweet Dreams. Is this something that I would like?
Yeah, if you...
What is it?
Upgrade to a suite, and there's lots of little extras, whether it's the fluffy kind of gowns, you know, the little flowers and sparkling wine in you know, your suite when you come in. So lots of little extras you'll get from Sweet Dreams. So people should think about the value you can get from the suite, and actually that.
If you're going to do it and you can afford it, do it.
The balcony,
push
a bit more
the boat
space.
out. Oh dear!
Don't.
I know. You see, that's the first time I've ever said that, but you've heard it so often. And very briefly, the Olsens Cruise Club. What is that? That's for our previous guests. So anybody who's cruised with Fred Olsen before, they can get a 5% discount. Oh, that's good. Who they book with, they'll get their 5% discount on there. And also, as the more nights you travel with us, you can go from blue to silver to gold. And actually, if you go up through those tiers, you can get additional benefits such as 5% off your, you know, onboard account. So that becomes just that little bit cheaper for you. So it's really good. It's sort of it's run by a family. It has a family feel. And the more you go, the more you become part of that family and get even better deals and save money. I think the way you say become part of that family, you do. You'll be recognised. People remember your name, your favourite tipple. Great. And yeah, it really is being part of the family. Right. Well, listen, I'm going to just quickly tell you about the guide again. This is super, our holiday and cruise channel guide to cruising. Call us on 08714234444. It'll cost you 10p a minute from a BT landline, and other networks and mobiles will vary. Or go to the website www.holidayandcruisechannel.co.uk, and that's it. It's about all we have time for on today's edition of the Holiday and Cruise Clinic. Many, many thanks indeed again to the lovely Nathan Philpott. Really enjoyed it. It's been great, hasn't it? I've enjoyed having a chat to you. He's from Fred Olsen Cruise Lines, and thanks to you for watching as well, and I'll see you again next time. Take care. Bye-bye now.